everybody, welcome back to microbeerreviews.com. We've got another really cool review here for you. It's part of the Sam Adams Long Shot American Homebrewing Contest. This is the 6-pack that these beers come in. You get 3 different beers, 2 of each. Basically what the contest is you can submit your homebrew to Sam Adams, and they try it out. You send them 4 bottles, it's free, and they decide they want to stick you in the Sam Adams family. It's an awesome thing. I'm a huge fan of Sam Adams beers. If you've watched any of my other videos, I think they basically do everything just about perfect, and I think this is an awesome way for them to say thank you to not only Sam Adams supporters, but Sam Adams Boston Lager was basically a homebrew dreamt up back in 1984 and is now one of the best-selling beers around the world, and the best one for Sam Adams. So what we're going to review today out of this 6-pack is the Derf's Secret Alt beer. This is an interesting beer, and the story behind it I think is really cool. The guy that made this beer is Fred Hessler. It's 9.3% alcohol, and if you look at it, it looks like an extremely dark kind of nut brown beer. It's got a nice caramely color to it. It's fairly dark. It's got a nice head on it. Laces very well, much like a high alcohol beer would do. It's got a really interesting aroma and flavor to it. So I'm going to read you the story behind it. Basically what it said, this guy, Fred Hessler, who brewed this beer, said he wanted to go big or go home. He decided to kick it up to a Sticke Alt, and Sticke is spelled S-T-I-K-E, for a Sticke Alt beer. These beers are usually very high alcohol content, very malty. It's kind of an older way of older classic German way of brewing beer. It's a full-bodied, and here again the word big ale, with a massive, I interjected that word, malty character, with a subtle orange and grapefruit note that come from the hops. Has what they call a light amber color, which I disagree with. I think it's a very dark amber color, which is okay. It's not like I have to totally agree with their description, which is why I do reviews, with a sweet finish. This beer does have one of the most massive malty flavors I've ever had. It tastes like bread. Good bread, sweet bread, with a lot of really good flavor to it. If you watch my other reviews, I'm not big on a lot of overpowering flavors of any kind. It says there's orange and grapefruit in here. You can tell there's something sweet in here. You can't really peg it though. And I give Fred some compliments, because it does give it a really nice sweet background, but it's not overly sweet at all. But it balances out the maltness a lot, and this beer needs it, because when you drink this beer, I mean, it's extremely thick in your mouth. This reminds me of some of the Doppelbocks. Sam Adams makes a couple of beers that they'll even tell you the equivalent of how many loaves of bread this would be while in the brewing process, and it's enormous. This reminds me of one of those beers. It's a really thick, hearty beer, and it's got just a extremely full-bodied flavor that fills up your mouth. The nice thing about this beer is it starts off very sweet. So when you smell it, you definitely smell the grapefruit and the orange. You can't really peg it with your nose, but it's that, oh man, that's kind of sweet, and you immediately get hit with the malt, and I like that. It's the way this beer should be brewed. I think this is a really, really cool pick that Sam Adams did, because it is a very unique beer. This is not something you can go to the grocery store and buy right now. Like I said, Sam Adams makes a few. Some of the really small microbrews make some beers that are similar to this, But this, to me, really has a home brew taste to it. I brewed beer for several years in the past. I don't do it anymore just because of time restrictions. And it reminds me a lot of that home brew flavor that you could almost not repeat it. It's so complex, but it's really good, and you're grateful that you got a good batch. This is it right here. So Derf's Secret Alt Beer. I like it. I would give this a 4 on our scale of 1 to 5. I would definitely buy this in a 6-pack and stick it in a wine cooler, the refrigerator that you store some of your higher alcohol content beers. Got tongue-tied there. Because they store real well, and this is one of those, you would maybe even have for dessert or during a meal, and that's the only beer you're going to have for the night. Awesome selection from Sam Adams. Fred, you did a good job, man. Thanks for watching microbeerreviews.com. We appreciate it. Please leave us some comments. We really appreciate them and enjoy them on our YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our website, microbeerreviews.com. And, most importantly, we're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Follow us. Check us out. Thanks for watching. Cheers.